And what exactly is the Chinese model that they believe is not working anymore? Professor Sachs.
I think if I could interpret it, maybe the claim is that there's too much government intervention in the economy, or China stifling entrepreneurship. Again, I think that this is Western rhetoric, not reality. Let me take a very pertinent and quantitatively important example. China is now the world's leader in electric vehicles. During the past 10 years, there were around 400 electric vehicle companies in China. They were competing like crazy. Of course, there's now a kind of a shaking out process where a few companies are becoming dominant, but the competition and the entrepreneurship has been absolutely intense. And the result is that China is taking the leadership in worldwide sales of electric vehicles. Also, China's domestic market now is remarkable in that more than 40%, I believe, of new car sales are electric vehicles. And when I recently visited Beijing, you see them everywhere, of course, with the green license plates, and you see a tremendous change in a short period of time. Since this is the direction that the entire world is moving towards because of the need for zero emission vehicles, China's in a very strong position. What is happening? The US is putting on tariffs. Europe is putting on tariffs. Is that a sign of failure of China? No, quite the contrary. It's a sign of remarkable success.
But what is the obsession?
To the point,
Yeah. Sorry, what is the obsession to criticize the model? You know, as if there is one magic or one set of correct rules how to run the economy of a country, and if you don't follow that one, it's wrong. It's not going to work. Maybe it works temporarily, but eventually it's going to fail. It seems like the Western economics theory is the only right set of theory you can adopt. Other than that, nothing will work.
I think we should understand this mainly in geopolitical terms, not in theoretical or even ideological terms. This is geopolitics. China has been too successful from America's point of view. And there was a notable article roughly 10 years ago at the Council on Foreign Relations that was written by one of my former colleagues at Harvard University, Robert Blackwell, who became a leading American diplomat. And he said that China's rise is no longer in America's interest because America's grand strategy is to dominate. And now the US can't dominate if China's becoming so large. So already a decade ago, Blackwell and his co-author listed the measures that the United States should follow: closing the US market by tariffs, stopping the export of high technologies where the US did have an advantage, notably in semiconductors, trying to build trading relations that would exclude China, strengthening the military of the US alliance along the rimlands of China and the South China Sea. Well, the United States has followed through on all of those. That is a foreign policy. It also uses a kind of infowar to try to cast aspersions on China. And then when the US actively stops the trade with China, discourages American and other companies from investing in China, blocks high technology going to China, then it points a finger to China and says, aha, you see, your system isn't working. Well, this is a kind of propaganda or baiting of China. This is not serious analytics. Again, I don't believe that it is working. I believe that China is continuing to excel in innovation. I believe that China has a worldwide market. It is the low-cost producer of so many high technologies at this point. And I believe that the advent of the BRICS and the Belt and Road Initiative show that we're just moving to a different kind of world economy, with China playing an absolute leadership role in the
This
part of the world economy that
Yeah.
is not the US and the EU.
Yeah. Well, this is very interesting that you're pointing out a different kind of economy, because China talks about a transition. Its priorities are different. In the past, it was quantity. Now it's quality, high quality. And China, not like in the case of Japan, China pierced its own real estate bubble, let's put it this way, and still managing about 5% growth. So in that context, how do you look at the GDP growth target China has set, which some people are eyeing as the sole indicator of the performance of the Chinese economy?
These days, because of technological change, even the growth rates lose some of their meaning, because if you have a certain quantitative growth, but the quality of the goods is rising and is not captured in the GDP, you don't really measure the change. And it's not easy to measure the advances of technology, especially in the service economy these days, or say in the transformation of the vehicles to electric vehicles. So I have some skepticism anyway about the macroeconomic aggregates, no matter where they're deployed. I don't think that they are telling a true picture in a period of technological change. Again, I would look to the fact that China is the low-cost, high-quality producer of a very wide range, and I think an increasing range of goods in transport, in digital technologies, in supercomputers, in zero carbon energy, in fourth generation nuclear. These are very important areas in electric vehicles, as I mentioned. These are the technologies that the world needs over the next 30 years. China also, like every major economy, needs to make an energy transformation to a zero emission. China has set 2060 as the date to reach net zero, or at least before 2060. Right.